a 24/7 kind of environment that allows you to pass appropriate forms of information to the desired parties in such a way that everyone is connected all the time. And we've got a great solution set here. Ultimately, when this information moves smoothly between us, yourselves, and your participants, the bottom line is sales grow exponentially. We've got a very robust web environment to reinforce what we just said. So we've got a way of portaling from your primary web environment to our captive website for your program. We can register people, take their claims, process them, audit them, all online. And we can integrate sales and product training, education elements, and the entire environment that we craft becomes a culture changer and a program information center. Ultimately, people know where they're at right now all the time. And then we've even become very innovative with some of the types of technology that we've offered. We ran a program for General Electric lighting called the Olympic Challenge. And this was the first use of flash technology, not just flash technology for the sake of animation, but flash technology that was connected to the program database. So a person would log in to the environment, and the first thing they would see would be a customized animation that reflected their program performance. So the web game technology that we've developed is really quite novel and interesting, and if you're looking for a way to get an even deeper layer of engagement with your participants, you might want to ask us how this works, and we can give you a nice demonstration of it. It's quite an interesting technology. Thank you for spending a few minutes with us going over the MTC Executive Summary.
George is...
It's interesting because there's actually...
Action.
Start it over.
No, just keep rolling. Just keep rolling.
Just keep rolling, okay.
Yeah.
Don't say stuff like that. I always wanted to say, all right, 3, 2, 1, go. Thank you for spending a few minutes with us on the Full Impact Program Development presentation by Marketing Technology Concepts. We believe that if you follow a fairly basic series of systematic steps, you can put together great programs. Unfortunately, what often happens in the scheme of things, in the global scheme of things, is an incentive program comes along and people try and squeeze it. They got some budget dollars left and they're going to try and squeeze it into a particular cubicle, either for budget or time frame, and they're going to rush their way through it. Far better to allow a little bit of extra time so they can give consideration to the key design elements of a program. So I'm going to walk you through some of those today. These are some typical business goals that people have who are running incentive programs. They're looking to build sales, clearly. But how do you build sales? You build sales by first grabbing mind share at point of sale, then you get the sales, then you get the market share. So they're typical goals. Business intelligence is an important part of the equation, as well as leveraging channel relationships. Another typical goal would be to take people out of a passive mode and put them in a proactive mode. It's a very profound difference. And we even believe that it's possible, even in this late age that we live in, to capture people's hearts as well as their minds. You can really get them turned around, loving your products, loving your company, and that's part of our goal. Now, as we enter the discussion with our clients, we'd like to say, let's just stop for a minute, and as we begin, let's talk about what your goals are. Tell me about your channels. Tell me about your target audience. Tell me about your budget. Tell me about the direction you're going. What are we trying to accomplish? Maybe we can list 5 of those items down, maybe 10. But the better we understand these goals, these are your drivers. This is going to help us design a program that's going to be really effective for those things you're trying to modify. Now, assuming we have that, we go into our collaborative program planning process. There's quite a few bullets on this slide, but these are the fundamental elements that are necessary to consider to have a great program. First of all, we talked just seconds ago about identifying your business goals. Then we're going to try and make some sense of that compared to where we're at today versus where we want to be. What's realistic? How much can we impact? Where should we direct our resources? We're going to pick channels that we'd like to motivate. Points of motivation. It's easy to just say sales, but maybe there's a finer gradient than that we can address. Is it a debit card program? Is it a group travel program? Individual travel? Which one suits the business goals the best? Then, this sounds obvious, but have we put our program rules together in a way that actually reinforces the behaviors we're trying to influence? Oftentimes that's not the case. So it's good to give some serious thought to program structure so that you're in fact motivating people to continue growing and excelling in working with your products. Then we're going to look at our technology support for your program. Make sure that we have all the elements in place that will give you the information you need in real time in order to monitor program progress and understand what's happening. A collateral campaign has to be put together. So that should be a full thought process from launch through month 1, month 2, all the way through the end of the program. How many times will you communicate? Will it be continuous reinforcement? Will it be a web environment? Will it be a multi-touch email communication campaign? How are you going to go about talking to the people in your program and getting their mind share? Very profound chunk of program design. And very honestly, we've seen programs go out there with everything from a 8x10 black and white, desktop published by the same person launching the program, all the way to elaborate, beautiful collateral campaign. So anything can happen, but this is the face of your program. Very important. Ongoing reinforcement, we just discussed that. Communication strategy, all of these work together. So everything we've talked to up till now, there's about 10 or 12 points there. Those are all program design issues. They need to be covered ahead of time so that you can launch your program with the greatest effect. Then we will in fact launch the program. We'll sign people up for the program, get them registered, and conduct the ongoing in-program administration and reinforcement and reporting. At the end of your program comes the fulfillment. How will that work? And both ongoing and final analytics. Every one of these elements work together to produce great results. If you don't think about half of these, do you think there might be an impact on program results? Without a doubt. So we'd like to spend some significant time with you as our client to talk about how these all work in your particular case. Now, there's some other considerations as you build a program that you just have to be realistic about. And an understanding of what goes on in the channel, for example, will help us to appreciate this. When we talk about overcoming competitive clutter, don't think for one moment you're the only company out there with an incentive program. You may have many competitors running concurrent programs of various different descriptions. How does your program stack up in terms of all the things we just talked about against the competitive environment? Second, managing your own time as we go through this process is critical. We have to allocate time together in order to give sufficient thought to come up with great results. Next, budget. You're in command of your budget, without a doubt. we can, we can't have much impact on that. But at the same time, as you do go through your budgeting